Vice President Kashim Shettima has reaffirmed federal government's commitment to reforms that will drive inclusive growth and economic prosperity for Nigerians. He made the remarks while declaring open the 31st Nigerian Economic Summit in the nation's capital with the theme The Reform Imperative, Building a Prosperous and Inclusive Nigeria by 2030. Our correspondent has details of this report.
The 31st Nigeria Economic Summit brought together top figures from government, business and development circles to discuss actionable reforms needed to transform Nigeria's economy. Declaring the summit open, Vice President Kashim Shettima said the administration remains focused on implementing policies that strengthen economic diversification and inclusive growth.
Through these reforms, our external reserves have grown to $43 billion as of September 2025. The figure we had when we assumed the mantle of leadership was so frighteningly low that I can't even dare to quote. Our trade balance also improved to 7.46 trillion naira in the second quarter of 2025, up from 5.17 trillion in the first quarter. I admit that this growth has not yet fully translated into enough jobs for our people, but we are closing that gap. We are giving priority to agriculture and solid minerals, two sectors with great potential to create jobs and strengthen our economy. To move faster, we have entered into partnerships with other countries to bring in modern farming equipment, train our farmers, and expand extension services across the nation.
The Vice President described Aliko Dangote as an institution rather than an individual, a testament to the power of private enterprise, and urged labor unions to embrace dialogue in resolving industrial issues.
Aliko Dangote is not an individual, he's an institution. He's the leading light in Nigeria's economic firmament, and how we treat this gentleman will determine how outsiders will judge us. If he had invested $10 billion in Microsoft, in Amazon, in Google, probably he might be worth $70 to $80 billion by now. But he opted to invest in his country, and we owe it to future generations. I wish to call for caution, retrospection, and a deeper sense of patriotism from both the labor and the organized private sector in defining and improving the relationship between labor and industry in the interest of maintaining our steadily improving economic fortunes. It's not about holding the whole nation to ransom because of a minor labor dispute. Nigeria is greater than Pengasan.
Setting the tone for the three-day dialogue, the chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group underscored the urgency of reforms to reposition the economy for resilience and inclusion.
Today, as we gather for Next 31, we do so against the backdrop of bold reforms already underway. The government has taken courageous steps: the removal of the fuel subsidies, the unification of foreign exchange markets, tax reforms, amongst others. These are reforms that demanded huge courage and immense political will. Yet, we must also acknowledge that millions of Nigerians are carrying the weight of these changes.
In his remarks, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning noted that while reforms often come with challenges, Nigeria can surmount them through unity, commitment, and stakeholder collaboration.
Since May 23, 2023, approximately 28 months ago, the current administration has been implementing bold, courageous reforms aimed at reforming the economy, enhancing productivity, enhancing fiscal space, and addressing insecurity, as captured in the renewed hope agenda, as well as the 8 priority areas of the agenda. These measures were crucial to abating the fiscal crisis and laying the foundation for long-term inclusive economic growth and development. However, we recognize that reforms like this, not surprisingly, will come with short-term challenges for households as well as some businesses.
As conversations continue here in the 10th phase Nigerian Economic Summit, the focus remains on how reforms can translate into real growth and shape prosperities with Nigerians by the year 2030. From the nation's capital, Idori and Flanham, ADBN News.